I made you do it. I made you do it, didn't I? You didn't want to do it. Yes.
Well, I haven't made a video for a few days because I've been worried about my sister. My sister fell down quite hard. It's been probably 2 or 3 months ago, and then and she hit her head so hard on the sidewalk, kind of the edge of the sidewalk. She fell on the ground, and then her head hit the edge of the sidewalk, and she thought maybe it might have given her a concussion, but she didn't notice any ill effects for a few weeks. And then she started getting these symptoms of her hands started getting stiff and cold, and she'd just have a hard time, especially in the morning. She would hardly get them going. And then she started feeling, like sick, sort of weak, and all throughout her body. And both me and my other sister, Ann, and I both had companions. She had her husband, a nerve in his neck, in his spine, a spur started digging into it. And he started developing the same symptoms, his hands, and he started telling her, I think I'm going paralyzed. And he picked things up and drop them, and my sister's falling down, Linda, she's falling down, and she's feeling weak and sort of dizzy sometimes. And then I also had a companion who started losing the feeling in his arm, and he went to the neurologist specialist, had an MRI, and they discovered that his disc in his upper back had deteriorated, was pressing on a nerve. The doctor told him it'd get worse and worse. So he went into surgery. And Tom also went into surgery. Well, my sister, doesn't like surgery. She hates it, back surgery. She's had one.
Well, I'm not too keen on it myself,
Well, no, nobody, I wouldn't be keen on it either. I know.
When my parents, well, I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not Jewish.
Well, anybody having some kind of back problem is going to think, now, what do I do? Well, my sister's a lot more inclined to go to alternative cures, anything. She's already been to acupuncture. She's been to somebody who worked on her spine for $7 she only had to pay. And right now, her finances... Yeah.
I wouldn't...
Yeah,
that's $7 right there, lady.
Yeah.
By the way, that'd be $14.
Well, yeah, but I don't think this is as bad as this is a burn here, as bad as what my sister is experiencing. So anyway, we've all been, trying to figure this out, and now the latest symptom is she gets up in the morning and she feels like liquid is sloshing around in her brain.
Don't help me.
And then after a while, it kind
of help me here.
Settles down, and both my sister and I. So finally, see, and we're all in the middle of this. She's gone into foreclosure. Her house, she's had to let it go into foreclosure, so she's going to be kicked out of her house. Her daughter wants her to move to San Francisco. Access has cut $5 million off of, or not getting $5 million because the Arizona is in the hole so bad they've had to cut Access $5 million. So trying to get, and she's not on Access yet, she should be, but she thought she had too many assets with a house. Well, the house has gone into foreclosure, it's gone, she can't. They say that they're turning people away. There's so many people that's applying for Access to get help, with the health care, and she's already been to emergency twice. They told her she had to get on Access before they would even see her, before a neurologist would even see her and contemplate surgery. So she is thinking, well, it would take her so long to get on Access here. She'd just as well moved to San Francisco. And so what she was talking about doing with her hands like this, hardly able even to get him functioning, was drive her van loaded with her belongings to San Francisco. We said, oh no. Oh no, what, oh my God, she can't even, what? And, well, then finally my other sister called her up and said, when are you gonna get scared? She says, and then my sister said, well, I was thinking, Aunt Linda's the one with the problem. She said, well, maybe I should fly to San Francisco. And we both, well, Ann said, oh yes, why don't you? Fly to San Francisco as soon as you can so that you can get started trying to find out what in the world is going on when your head, in your hands, in your whole body. She says she's aged 20 years since this started.
20 years? Wait a second.
Well, 10, 20. I mean, she's an old lady, she said, and she's just like to be back to what she was before, you know. I mean, she and I went on a trip in September to San Francisco. She was just as vigorous as she could be. In fact, I was the one that nearly fell down the San Francisco hills, and she had to come and hold me up. And she was talking like, oh boy, I was really getting decrepit. And now, this poor lady, within 2 months or a little more, she's gone from striding around, vigorous, healthy, to this mysterious, and oh my word, I mean, she's got everything, you know, going bad, foreclosure, having to get on access, that's Medicaid, that is helping with because she doesn't have the money anymore to pay her co-pays. You know, Medicare only pays 20%, so if your income's too low and you don't have any money, you need to get on state aid in order for them to help you with your co-pays. Or otherwise, they're not going to take you.
You're kidding.
That's right. They're not. They just say, too bad.
They took me.
Well, too bad. You can just go paralyzed. Well, you didn't have any problem getting on access because your income was low and you had no money. Well, she had some property, so she, her property is gone.
I may have hid my money somewhere. Live in a wonderful place like this.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm sure you've got a whole pile hidden somewhere.
Yes, well, I have to go back within the next 7 to 10 days and fill out the forms for access again, okay?
Okay, yes.
And I called,
you do that faithfully.
Well, I called the plan that I'm on because I told you I had to go in for alcoholic rehabilitation because I'm such an alcoholic. And they said, well... You
actually told them that?
Well, if you're going to go into rehabilitation, they want to know why, right?
Oh!
Is it drug, or is it, what's the problem? And I said, well, my girlfriend thinks I drink too much and I should go into rehabilitation.
You don't? You don't think you drink too much?
I can't get enough.
You can't.
So, you know what? Do you know what they actually told me on the phone? They said, well, because of this tight situation, you know, and access is, you have to get sober for a month before we can take you into rehabilitation. I said, if I got to get sober for a month by myself before I can go to rehabilitation, now isn't that the stupidest thing I ever heard of in my life?
That's when you're afraid you're going to die, right?
You know, I'm making this up.
Oh,
I'm here. Come on, folks. Yeah. There you see it. You see
he's not taking old people's problems serious.
Get sick, you're older than I am.
I told him if he didn't behave, he was going to get, this time I've had it. He's going to get a beating. That's all there is to it.
Oh, please.
If he doesn't respect.
Hit me.
Yes. So.
I thought that was...
Surely 10 minutes has passed.
No, I'm watching it right now.
Oh, people. Oh.
See? You bought that,
But this is our time.
But you bought that, didn't you?
Our time.